Hey, listen to Wrestling Roundup, FreeFM 89.0. As always, I'm Grady, and live on Skype we got Josh.
Hey!
So we're going to start off, obviously, with a little bit of Fastlane, and then we're going to do the Raw and the SmackDown. WrestleMania 34 getting closer and closer, but the pre-show we were given a unannounced match between Breezango and Ty Dillinger, taking on Mojo Rawley, Chad Gable, and Shelton Benjamin.
It wasn't a bad match. Mostly it just reminded us that Ty Dillinger is still technically on the roster.
When was the last time that man had a televised match?
Not counting the Royal Rumble? I have no clue.
He wasn't even in that match, though. It was an appearance. He was not in it, though.
Well, yeah, he started to go out and then got attacked.
Yeah.
So...
I'm looking here, January 30th, when he lost to Baron Corbin. He has appeared in 2018 3 times, officially in matches. One of which was this one. One of which was a pre-show, Mojo Rawley versus Ty Dillinger, so it was a dark match, it didn't even exist, so on television twice this year. They really had nothing to do for him, right?
Yeah, they have nothing for him.
I feel like we debuted him just for the 10 joke at the Royal Rumble and then had absolutely nothing. It was like, haha, look, he came out at 10! And now he's on SmackDown. And, yeah, yeah. I'm sure he'll find his way into the, into a Battle Royal or some multi-man match for WrestleMania. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know what we're going to do with any of these 6 men, I'll be honest. If we were 100% having the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, I'd easily expect all 6 of them to be in it. But as of right now, I don't believe that match is announced.
No, it hasn't been announced yet.
So we'll roll pretending that it's not going to be, because that's all we know, and wonder about the fate of these 6 men. One man who we do know his fate at WrestleMania, Shinsuke Nakamura, defeating Rusev.
That was a really, really good match. And it was another case of where defeat still makes somebody look strong.
Yeah, you were pretty accurate when you said that it's not going to matter that he loses. Rusev looked pretty darn dominant for a guy going up against Shinsuke Nakamura. It was just a case of it wasn't his night, and it was going to be Shinsuke like 1,000% always.
Yeah, because it wouldn't have made any sense for the number 1 contender to the WWE Championship to lose a match.
Yeah, it was always going to go that way, I think. Aiden English, Rusev, great, amazing, want them to get the opportunities, but it was never going to be their night to take out the Royal Rumble winner. Unlike the Money in the Bank winner, they actually win matches. And Shinsuke got a little bit of a feud to sort of stopgap him before WrestleMania, with some matches with Aiden, some matches with Rusev. So every man walked out better here, and it's not very often that we get to say that. Now the United States Championship match, that had an outcome I didn't expect.
Yeah, if I'd remembered that Randy Orton had never been a Grand Slam champion, I think I would have predicted that.
Yeah, I feel like it came out of nowhere. Like, nobody... Obviously the stat existed, but nobody was referencing it, and then it came to the night, and it was like, that's all he has.
Orton did reference it in a promo.
Yeah.
In the video package for the match showed him referencing it.
Yeah.
That it just so happened because Bobby Roode was questioning why he was coming after him, and he goes, "It just so happens that that's the one title I've never held, and it just so happens you're the one who's holding it."
And it super hit hard really quickly. I still think this match could have gone either way. Giving it to Orton is definitely interesting for what will happen at WrestleMania. It seems as though Jinder Mahal still isn't finished here. The triple threat seems a little too obvious. I believe as of now it's a one-on-one announced.
I don't know.
I'm seeing Wikipedia says that it is a one-on-one match for the United States Championship at the moment, but I'm 99% sure it won't stay that way. I see at least gender being added.
It is very possible. The only thing that puts me as a putting a halt on that is the fact that the Intercontinental Championship is also going to be a multi-man match.
Yeah. I think if one of them, I firmly believe, will be a large set of people match. I'm not calling 3 large, it's like a medium. I think one of them will be a 6-man match. Don't know which. I don't know if more people will be added to the Intercontinental or more people added to the United States. I don't think both of those matches are going to stay the way they are. One of them's going to change.
Yeah. And one of the possible entrants for the IC title match may have something else to do. We don't know yet.
Fair enough. Natalia Carmella picking up a win over Becky and Naomi. It was a match, it happened. The briefcase does exist.
Yeah. Money Bank winner won the match, which then immediately invalidated any thoughts that she would try to cash in on that night.
It's really the downside, right? As soon as she won, it was, nope, that's it. Okay. And then
I still think she's going to cash in at WrestleMania and lose.
Okay. I think if it didn't happen tonight, that's the way it has to happen. It's just the only thing that makes sense.
Unless they do one thing. There's one outcome that might change Carmella's destiny.
Okay.
And it involves the draft at Backlash.
Yeah.
And that would be to draft her to Raw and then her cash in on the Raw champion.
Definite possibility.
But the Raw champion might be Nia Jax. In that case, she's in a no-win situation.
Yeah, it might come down to, do you want to cash in on Asuka or Nia Jax?
Yeah. The answer is you're not winning either match.
Hold on to it for a couple more months and hope a champion changes.
And well, she only has 3 more months that she can hold on to it.
So better get to it. The Usos, the New Day, Bludgeon Brothers. Expecting this announcement soon.
It was a great tag team match, and then the beat down by the Bludgeon Brothers was just amazing. And they actually used those hammers, which I have found out is not what I thought they were made of.
What are they made of?
I'm not sure what they're made of. I thought they were made of foam.
Ah.
But they're obviously made of something much, much stronger than foam.
The cynic in me thinks that maybe the normal ones are, and these ones are not.
Maybe. But from what I've heard, they weigh about whatever they are made of. They weigh about 20 pounds.
Jesus.
Which would explain how they are swinging them, and it would also explain the dent that it put in that set of stairs.
Yeah, can you not swing that near me? Like, I don't want to be in the room when that's swinging around.
Yeah. But I was finally happy because they finally brought their weapons and actually used them.
Yeah. To put that into perspective, the head mass of a regular sledgehammer is anywhere between 1 to 9 kilograms, which is 2 to 20 pounds. So it's heavier than like a top tier sledgehammer.
And Triple H must be salivating.
Just attach like 60 sledgehammers together. It's like, yeah. What do we got next? We got Charlotte Flair defeating Ruby Riot in what was a good match.
Mm-hmm. Ruby's definitely got a future. It's just her future was not now.
Yeah.
But the bigger thing was what occurred after the match.
Yeah, our Women's Royal Rumble winner making an appearance.
And making it clear who she wants to face at WrestleMania.
In one point, she sealed the fate of the SmackDown Women's Championship and Alexa Bliss's short life.
Well, Actually, I'd say Alexa Bliss still her own fate. But,
Good point.
We can talk about that later.
Yeah, we'll get there. So Asuka versus Charlotte is what we will be getting at WrestleMania 34. So Asuka walks out with the title?
Of course.
Still undefeated.
But though Charlotte is the one person who would give you question about whether or not Asuka will actually retain her streak.
Mm-hmm.
Right now. There's one other, but she's nowhere near ready.
Who you got?
I'm not going to say it because it'll piss you off.
Okay. I'll just believe that it'll piss me off, then I'll ask you after the show, so I'm not pissed off on here. We gotta get to this main event before we run out of time. AJ Styles successfully defending his title against Kevin Owens, John Cena, Dolph Ziggler, Baron Corbin, Sami Zayn, six-pack challenge. Let's just start with the AJ Styles aspect.
Alright. We all knew that was going to be the outcome.
Mm-hmm.
There was no outcome that would ever occur. That could have been anything else.
Yeah. There was no doubt, I think, in anyone's mind that AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura wasn't going to be the WWE Championship match at WrestleMania. And it's going to be a hell of a match.
Yep. And with that, officially, my prophecy has been completed.
Yep.
Although it was completed on at the Royal Rumble, we just had to get there.
AJ Styles could still get injured in the next 3 weeks.
Oh, let's not put that in the universe.
It's out there. Can I get it back? I got my butterfly net. Come back here. Come back here. Yep. That's the match. To another aspect, we're going to go with the Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn. Both of them arguably should have won that match if it wasn't for the interference of one Shane McMahon.
The last rumor I heard was it would be Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus Shane McMahon and a partner that nobody would expect.
Do you know the person and you're saying that nobody would expect them, or did the rumor say that it was someone that nobody would expect?
No, the rumor definitely said somebody.
Okay.
Just nobody would expect it to be Vince McMahon.
Yeah. I think that's a fair thing that nobody would expect.
But I don't believe that'll be what the match will be.
Well, as of the moment, it's Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn.
Yeah, but I think that will change.
I did wonder if it would be a triple threat, but we've already got a couple of them.
Yeah, unless they go off in some sort of weird tangent that results in Shane versus Dolph. I think there's got to be something. There's got to be some kind of payoff for this whole angle that involves a match at WrestleMania involving the three of them.
And arguably, to a lesser extent, Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, stick him in Daniel Bryan in Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn's corner.
That's the easy way about it.
Mm-hmm.
And now the last aspect of this match, the John Cena aspect, that's gonna make me cry. On Raw, he called out The Undertaker. What are the odds The Undertaker says no? Can I still cross my fingers for this?
What were the odds that AJ Styles lost the WWE Championship again?
0.
Yeah, that'll be the odds of The Undertaker not facing John Cena at WrestleMania. He may not answer right away, or he may say no, and then next week then decide, oh, I've just changed my mind. I want to face him.
Could you imagine if The Undertaker just didn't show up? Like Cena calls him out every week and he just doesn't show up. I'd be very happy. I don't know what we'd do with Cena at WrestleMania, but I think it would be a cool little aspect to be like, every year somebody calls me out, or there's always a reason to come back for WrestleMania, but there isn't this time. It's over. Even John Cena couldn't convince me to come back. It won't happen, but I can dream.
No, and I definitely know they're going to play up the Cena's first night when he met with him and the Undertaker there in that first night.
Yeah,
so
the video package is going to be great.
Yeah,
the match, but the video package, that'll be great. Radio, well, we better get into the song before we run out of time. It's going to be AJ Styles' theme song, because, you know, he retained the WWE Championship. We'll be heading to WrestleMania. And you're back with Wrestling Roundup, FreeFM 89.0, Grady and Josh. We're going to run through what happened on Raw and SmackDown now. Let's go with the Brock Lesnar Roman Reigns thing first. So Roman shows up, Brock doesn't show up, McMahon suspends Reigns. A lot of stuff happening.
Yeah, they're going full bore on this storyline. That's for sure. Roman's simply saying what everybody else is saying, but because it's Roman, there are issues with what he's saying.
Of course. I feel like Roman is literally taking words off of an internet forum and the exact same people who wrote those words are complaining. That just seems to be how this is going. Whereas anybody who's looking from the outside, anyone who's not glazed over, isn't completely jaded about everything, is enjoying this. It's Roman Reigns against a part-timer, saying all the stuff about part-timers that everybody hates, and is going to put on a damn fine match at the end of it, as we know these two will.
Yeah, it's just that they don't have a problem with what he's saying, it's just that he's the one saying it.
Yeah, but the thing is, I don't care what they say.
Yeah. It is what it is, but I think you do hear audible pops with what he's saying, so I think there's something there. We'll have to see after WrestleMania, but I definitely think these last couple of weeks have been some of his best work on the mic.
His pops are almost reminiscent of the old, "Oh my god, it's John Cena, let's cheer!" And then 30 seconds later going, "Oh, that's right, we're meant to hate John Cena, right? Because we're adult males. Boo!" There's that, like, switch click where people, they're cheering because of what he is saying and everything, and they're enjoying it, and then, oh no, we're not meant to enjoy this. This is Roman. That's right, we're meant to be booing him. And it's the same thing every time.
Yeah, and I mean that all his matches are that way.
Yeah.
At the very end, when he hits that spear, everybody reacts. Not just Roman's fans. Everybody does, because of the way the matches are built, his athleticism, and honestly, outside of maybe Goldberg himself, Roman Reigns has probably the best spear ever. Just because it's just so devastating looking.
I'm gonna give you that. Let's move on to so much stuff. Let's go with the tag team. So we had a tag team battle royal to essentially figure out who's gonna face the Bar. Interesting.
And we ended up with more questions than actual answers.
Braun Strowman could probably beat them both, though, right?
Yeah. You know what? I actually have a proposal.
Okay, what you got?
Let's say Kurt comes out and says, all right, he wins the match, he's in the title match, but he must have a tag team partner.
Yep.
And so he just grabs the first jobber he finds, makes him his tag team partner, and they become the tag team champions. And the jobber he finds, Mr. I've lost 170 some odd matches in a row, Kurt Hawkins.
Yes!
And that's how his strike kids.
I'm always happy with Kurt Hawkins, man. I'd give, like, at least $20 to see that. It's a similar storyline, but the more, I guess, obvious approach would be to involve Elias in it.
Yeah, I think that's actually what they'll do. But I just think that would be so interesting, so different.
I like your idea better.
I can't take credit for it. Somebody else had the idea, so I can't take credit for it. But
okay.
I'm the first to throw it on air.
That's all that matters, okay? You just don't tell other people. You're just like, it was my idea. They'll never refute you. So the women's division, Alexa Bliss screws herself over.
Yeah, the one thing that bothered me the most, I mean, I enjoy it. I'm enjoying the building. This is the right way to go about it. I just don't like that Mickie James is involved. Because of the cringy angle that Mickie was involved with Lake Cool.
Yep.
The Piggy James angle. And the fact that it was only about 3 or 4 months ago or so that Alexa was making fun of Mickey's age.
Yep.
So I don't really like that. I don't really have an issue with what was said and stuff because it is what it is. And I actually think that's more along the lines of what you would see between females anyway, in the situation. So I don't really have a problem with what was said and stuff like that. I just have an issue with who's involved.
Fair enough.
But I do hope that Nia gets her moment at WrestleMania. Because that's where we're going. We're going to Nia versus Alexa at WrestleMania.
I think that's 100%. I don't know if Nia winning is 100%.
Yeah, it's very possible Alexa may somehow retain the title. But I kind of want, I want Alexa, I want Nia to get her moment.
Mm-hmm.
And this is definitely turning her face as well.
Yep, 100%.
So,
I'd say turn.
That would be, yeah, she's but yeah, she's definitely showing more than what she's shown previously.
Mm-hmm. We've talked about most of the SmackDown stuff already, so we got a little bit extra time to hit some Raw stuff. I'm gonna just let me finish my sentence at this one. So, we have announced the Fabulous Moolah Memorial Battle Royal, similar to the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, but in the women's division. We are going to stray away from the highly political subject of the naming of this match and discuss the concept of the match instead.
Yeah, I don't get the backlash myself, but hey, I don't know a lot of the issues, so I don't really care.
I ain't opening no can of worms.
No.
That's on the shelf.
No. Yep.
The match.
The match, I guess it's alright. I probably wouldn't have wanted to see it the same year in which they did the first Royal Rumble, but it is what it is.
Yeah, it seems like we're just hitting all the firsts for the woman, right? We're like, first Money in the Bank, first Royal Rumble, first big Battle Royal at WrestleMania. Just one after another, after another, after another. I think it was the first Hell in a Cell in there somewhere as well, and first couple other match types.
Yeah, first Iron Man match.
Yep.
First Hell in a Cell, first
Elimination
first
Chamber?
main event of a pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing left will happen next year, and I'm not going to say what it is.
God damn you, and being cryptic.
And that's right. Well, I'll say what it is, but I won't say what it is, so to speak. But the WrestleMania, that's the only thing left.
Gotcha.
Main eventing WrestleMania, and that will happen next year.
Fingers crossed. We'll see. The only announced competitor so far, Carmella, but I'm going to assume everybody in the active women's division who is not in a title match or Bayley or Sasha Banks will be in this. Potentially even Bayley and Sasha.
Yeah. And then we'll get some NXT women.
Yeah, I think they were pretty upfront about it involving NXT competitors.
And then we probably might get a couple legends, maybe even get just a couple fillers that are like independents, just to fill out the roster. But yeah, unlike I guess the one saving grace is that unlike Royal Rumble, all the women will be in the ring already, so that'll make it a little bit different.
And then we're almost out of time. Last thing, the Ultimate Deletion. It's set for next week.
And it's happening on Raw as it should.
Yep.
I enjoyed the video package for that thing.
So you haven't seen any of the broken stuff, right?
And I've gone out of my way to not.
Cool.
I want to enjoy what WWE produces.
Yep.
I don't want it to judge it compared to TNA's or any of that. I want to see where they go, how they portray it, and I want to see how they do Matt himself.
Mm-hmm. I think it's going to be good next week to see the clash of opinions, because I have seen all the TNA stuff. So I'm very interested to see on how our opinions differ at the end of this match. And we know that Jeff probably won't be involved. Jeff's Jeff. Jeff
Idiot.
Jeffed it. Yep. He goddamn Jeffed it. I think that's every match at WrestleMania. Cruiserweight title, Cedric Alexander. You're still expecting Gulak to win the next match, I'm assuming.
I am assuming it, but as I said,
Ali
I
could.
have no issues with Ali winning, and Ali very much could.
Well, we'll see next week, and we'll talk about that match next week once we know everybody. The Angle, Rousey, Triple H, Steph, we already knew that one, so that's pretty much everything. And we're close on time as well, so it's been great talking to you.
Maybe.
You can visit our Facebook page, facebook.com/Wrestling Radio, our Twitter page, twitter.com/Wrestling Radio, and we'll see you next week.